All right, let's make a graph using keyboard shortcuts. All right, so to begin with, we're going to make data of the names and their scores. They're not next to each other, so I'm just going to start with the scores. All right, so to do that, I'm going to then insert a graph using Alt F1. So Alt F1, there's my graph. Awesome. All right, next. I move this over, I have a little problem. My graph is no longer activated. As you can see, I'm here. I need to activate my graph. So to activate the graph, to get it back on the graph, what I'm actually going to do is hit Alt H, home. I'm going to go over to here to FD, and then I'm going to go down here to P for panes. And what this does is it opens up things I can look at. So then I'm just going to arrow on down, hit enter, and now you can see I've activated my graph. So now I want to add in, I need to put in an axis. So to add in, I do Alt. We can see the design and format key here. So that's going to be JC. And then over here, you can see the add in elements A. So I want to add in my axes titles. Let's just go with that horizontal one first. Looks good. And I'm going to just type that in as names of students. Okay. All right. What are the names? Because they're not on here. So now what I need to do is actually have to add that data. All right, so to add that data, there's actually two ways. One is, since this is activated, I actually can almost right click to add it in. So to right click, so once you have it, if you right click, which I can't because I don't have a mouse, I actually can just hit Shift F10, and that's going to open up this menu. And here it is. I want to actually select some data, and I'm going to try to select these names here. So I'm going to have to kind of tab through, okay? And I'm trying to get to edit. Now say I went too far. Just a little tip for you so that you know. If you go too far, you want to quickly reverse, okay, to move backwards. If you just hit Shift Tab, so Shift and Tab, it will move me right back to that edit that I wanted. Okay, so now I want edit, so I hit enter there, and I'm going to go to my axes label, so it lets me move around, and now I hit Shift down those three. Awesome. Okay, and then I'm going to tab over to here. Okay, and now you can see the names are right here. Okay, so I've inserted those names. Now the other thing I'm going to want is I need an actual background. Now this is a little more complicated because if you look at this graph, I have these little lines here, so it's not the right design. I need this to be blank so I can put whatever I want in there. So to get that blank, I'm going to look up here at these designs. So I'm going to first have to go to my edit JC. All right. My designs, as you can see, are that S right there. So go to S, and now I'm going to kind of move around till I get to one that has no background. Perfect. Hit enter. That's the one I want. Now I can insert. Okay, so again, to insert that drawing, I go to my Alt, but this time, instead of design, I'm actually going to format, which is JA. Okay, and you can see the shape fill right up here. So that's going to be SF, and I'm going to move right down to P for picture. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a picture off of my browser. All right, so I'm just going to move around this browser until I get there. You can see me slowly moving around here as the tab goes. It's up here now, it's over here, and now it's actually here. So I'm going to go right to pictures. I'm going to hit enter. All right, and now it's going to let me actually go into the picture. All right, so I just hit enter on that picture that I want, and it should pop up. All right, I made a small error. I actually put it in the name of my axis. I'm going to do Control Z, get that out of there. The reason is that you can see I'd actually activated my axis, not my entire graph. So I'm just going to tab out. Okay, so just using that number or the arrow key, and now I'm arrowing out until I'm just on the outside. So there's no little of these little marks. They're only along the outside of here. Okay, so just keep going, and now boom, I had them here. Now the little, it's only this. Okay, so now I can go back and do those steps. Ready? So Alt JA SF picture, and then we'll find that picture. And there's your picture in the background. All right. So one problem with this is now I can't see the font. It's really hard to see. So that's easy enough to change. While this is activated, I can use my arrow key. I don't know if you can tell, but it's slowly moving around to different parts. And all of a sudden, if I keep going, it's going to, suddenly you can see these teeny little squares. It's lit up this area. Now I can do the Shift F10 key if I don't want to work up here. So Shift F10, that opens up that little mini menu, and I can go right here to font, okay? And then tab around to here, hit enter, and go to a color that you think would be good. I don't know, maybe like a yellow would be good. Enter there. Keep tabbing through, tabbing through. All right, and then hit enter. Okay, and now you can see these a little bit better. I still might increase the font size. So you get the idea of how you can use these things to make that chart. To finally move it, of course, you're just going to go back up here to design. So it's going to be Alt JC, and when we're ready to move it, you can see the moving right here is just V, and you just put it onto a new chart. All right, good luck.